has passed. It paves the way for tax reform.
Yes.
What do you make of all this? What's next?
What is next is moving immediately to tax reform, and Chairman Brady is about ready to bring his bill out. We are all looking forward to seeing the details that are going to be embodied in that bill. We are excited about relief and lowering the marginal rates, making that a flatter tax system. It will be fairer because the business rate is going to apply to all the pass-through entities, the LLCs and the partnerships, and it will be simpler because you'll be able to pick up an iPhone, take an app, and file your taxes if that's the way you want to do it. So flatter, fairer, simpler tax relief for all Americans. It is just what the economy needs.
Let me ask you, before we talk about how this is going to be paid for, but this actually ended up getting some bipartisan support, no?
Yes, it did. A little bit surprising, but yes. Huge bipartisan support. Chairman Black has done a very wonderful job shepherding this through the committee process, building support in the conference, building support in the entire body, and then setting that foundation for tax reform. And I'm so pleased that even though we in the House did not get everything we wanted in this document, what we did was to take the Senate's document and say, okay, let's move on to tax reform. We've done the budget. Now let's get to tax reform.
In terms of how to pay for it, there was a meeting canceled last night on the state and local tax deduction. Rothification, something that asset managers are concerned about with 401ks, is definitely of concern. And now, of course, what we're hearing some reports that Gary Cohn is floating this idea of the gas tax as a potential pay for. So let me just, yes and no. Are there going to be tweaks to the state and local tax deduction?
I think there may be a cap to that. Retain it and put a cap on it.
In terms of the natural gas tax, is that a potential pay for?
I don't see that as being a pay for.
And then in terms of the tweaks to tax brackets, do you think we could end up with 4 to 5 tax brackets?
No, I do not. I think that what you're going to see is, of course, there's a zero bracket, and then the 12%, 25, and 35%. And when you talk to my House colleagues, that is what most of them want to see and what they're comfortable with.
Rothification, are you for or against it?
What we want to make certain is that individuals who are putting their money into their 401ks are not going to be penalized in any way, shape, or form. We should be rewarding them.
Should they be taxed on the upfront?
Let's see what is going to happen with that. What we want to do is very simply say, okay, make everybody whole on this money. Make certain that they are benefiting and that they're rewarded, that they're not penalized. And that's the bottom line.
Onward to the tax bill. We're eagerly awaiting the details. I will just say quickly in the 10 seconds or so that we have left, there was a lot of controversy with Senator Corker, a Republican from Tennessee. It looks like that had no impact in terms of moving the ball forward on tax reform. Would you agree?
I think that what everybody wants to do is focus on getting tax relief done and done quickly, and the American people want us to focus on that. They are saying, get this job done. We are overtaxed. We're overburdened. It's time for us to tell the IRS and the federal government, you need to be shrinking because we've been shrinking.
Congress.